Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. I am Starco Gaming and we are back with another Dragon Champion video, guys. If you are level 15 or below, make sure to use the promo code STARCO to get a free starter pack. To do so, it is pretty simple. You go in the settings, use promo code, and you enter the code STARCO, STARKO. You press OK, and you will receive your free starter pack. And hopefully, you guys will enjoy the goodies. Also, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel and check the bell if you want to have access to all the best content for Dragon Champion on YouTube. And don't forget to drop a like on the video, as always, guys, to help the support channel, to help the channel grow. So guys, they're going to be jumping in Mor'Doom Gear 12 challenges. We're going to showcase the two teams we're going to be using, and then we're going to be jumping into the gameplay, guys. It's that simple. Obviously, I'm going to show the build of all the characters we are going to be using, but first, let's go take a quick look at the teams we're going to be using in those challenges. So for challenge number 1, guys, we are not going to be using this team, but this team. So we're going to be using Buff Lead with Ardok, Renara, Zentera, and Mor'Doom. This is the team we are going to be using. The only reason I bring Zentera instead of somebody like Shadowr in this team is because I want to speed up the skill of some the cooldown of some skills. So this is why I bring Zentera in here. Makes it easier for Mor'Doom to throw his third skill and Buff to throw his second skills, but you could definitely go with anybody else other than Zentera. There is literally no limit to who you can actually use in this team, and the priority on this fight, guys, pretty simple: kill Mor'Doom as fast as possible and then finish with the ads. Ads are actually longer to kill than killing Mor'Doom, so this is why you want to kill him before he brings too many ads, and you're not going to be able to keep up with the amount of ads he's bringing out. So kill Mor'Doom, kill the ads, GG. You can move to challenge number 2. Challenge number 2, guys, the team is pretty similar, which is actually the team here. Buff Lead with Ardok, Boreas, Shadowr, and Mor'Doom. We need 2 mages, so we brought Shadowr with Mor'Doom here. Obviously, Mor'Doom, no choice. As a ranger, some people say, hey, I'll bring Garrett. You do not want to face Garrett because Garrett will blind you too. You don't want to get blinded. So for me, Boreas was the best option, especially that Boreas is like the one-shotter dude that I love to bring in my Gear 12 challenge. So this kind of team we brought priority here, guys. At the start of the fight, you want to get the ability block from Ardok as soon as possible, so you actually can prevent the ability block from the other Ardok, and then after that you kill Ardok, and then you kill whatever you can, whatever DPS you can. My recommendation will be to kill Ardok, Buff, Boreas, Shadowr, and then Mor'Doom. That will be my recommendation, but that is just me. And then again, you finish with the ads that the minions, the imps, that takes forever to kill, but that is just part of the Mor'Doom Gear 12 challenges. So this is kind of how we're gonna be doing that, guys. But before we jump into the gameplay section where you can actually see my strategy in action, we are going to go take a look at each one of those characters, the build we have, so you guys can see. And I believe that Mor'Doom is the first on the list. Yes, so we have 7 characters we actually using in these 2 Gear 12 challenges. Also, I like to minimize the amount of characters I use, so it's easier for you guys to focus your build on those characters to actually make this happen. As you can see here, guys, it is all Gear 11 characters, nothing really special. Obviously, we have a level 7 and some level 8 ability, but that is because on the test server you cannot downgrade abilities. Sadly, I did request that to be able to downgrade abilities on characters to do better testing, but apparently they are ignoring my request. But we're gonna go with the build here, guys. Mor'Doom, we build him for as much potency as possible, and also we gave him a what's the name here, Rose of Hope, so damage increase percentage and shield percentage. Technically, the build that most people will have, will have 4 speed runes with 2 potency runes and with a potency artifact, which is the recommended build in most situations. If we look at the stats we have on this dude, we have 4.2k magic attack. We have 243 speed, which is kind of why I did not need to go with speed runes. Obviously, 106% potency. This is a bit low. You will want to have that potency up to about 120%. That speed 220 will be decent, but that's kind of the setup you wanted to have on this dude. The second character on the list, we have Buff. Buff, you want him to have as much potency as possible. You can see the build is terrible. 4-star runes everywhere. Artifact is 18% potency, not even 36% potency. So this is really minimum build we actually running with some of those characters, guys. It doesn't even take times to rebuild them, just through what I built like a year ago on the test server with them. So if we take a look at the stats here, important stats is speed, 219 speed, which is very freaking low for the buff, and 96.88% potency, which is low for buff. You want him to be around 120%. And 219 speed, I guess it's not that bad, but 220 plus is the recommendation. If we move to the third characters, which is Renara 4 speed runes, 2 tenacity runes. If we look at the stat, well, artifact first, we have damage increase, which is terrible, and tenacity percentage. Technically, probably the Rose of Hope will be the best option for her too, but that is what we build her with. If we, no, not there, but if we go into the stat sheet here, guys, magic damage 3.4k, which is pretty low, and then we have speed 238, and those are the important thing for her. Magic attack and speed, also tenacity. You can see 87% tenacity. I have a chance to resist some stuff, but it's not as high as we want it to be honest. So you want her to have, my recommendation will be her about 250 speed, 100% tenacity, and 4k magic attack, magic damage if you can reach that. And next characters we have here is Shadar. Shadar is running with 4 speed, 2 potency runes, and as artifact we have potency, artifact evento. We have terrible optimization on the runes and on the artifact because the stats are really not where they need to be. Technically, you can see here 3.3k magic damage, which is terrible. 199 speed, it is pretty crappy here, and 73% potency. Technically, you want to build him with 220 speed plus. You want to build him with 120% potency plus, so you can actually apply his debuff on a reliable basis, and then you want to have his magic attack above 4,000 if you can. But those are the important stats on this dude. Next, guys, we have Ardak. Ardak, we take a quick look. We took a quick look yesterday. You want to get his potency up, you want to get his speed up. You can see 18% potency artifact, 4 speed, 2 potency runes here. If we take a look at the stats here, only stats that are important on him is speed, potency, and 235 speed is okay. Although with 4 speed runes, I like to see him 240 plus, and then the potency is really too low. You want him to have 120% potency plus, because otherwise his AoE ability block might fail. Well, most likely fail. I know that I had to try on challenge number 2. First try, it fails, got screwed. Second try, it'll work, did not get screwed, and that's the gameplay you're actually going to be seeing. So those are the stats on this dude. Next characters, we have Boreas. Boreas is going to be your main DPS. You want him to hit as hard as possible. Personally, I like to do critical chance or critical rate, whatever it's called in this game, with critical damage build. You can see here 2 critical chance runes, 4 critical damage runes, and then a fully build up critical damage artifact, which gives him a shit ton of critical damage. You can see here critical chance 52%. You get a 30% critical chance up with his third skill, so that brings him to 82.67%, which is not 100%, but definitely get the job. And then we have critical damage 268%. That is the most important. And then in speed, you want to get as much speed as possible along the way. 220 plus speed is recommended. And here, if you missing critical chance, you want to put critical chance primary on the bottom runes, which we did not do because we used to run him at gear 12, gear 13 for testing, and we haven't adjusted that. But you want to have 70% critical chance on him, 220 speed, and you want to have as much critical damage as possible. And the last characters we have is, I think it is the last characters. Yes, it is the last characters is Zentera. Zentera is pretty basic, as fast as possible. That all you care. Tenacity percentage artifact is great, or damage percentage is great for you know, either doing more damage or having better survivability. But the only stats that really matter with are speed, and you can see here the speed is terrible. 196 speed, technically with 4 speed runes. As I always say, it's 240 speed plus, but I did build this characters almost a year ago on the test server, so bear with my build, guys. So next, guys, are going to be jumping in the gameplay section. The first part is going to be challenge number 1. End of challenge number 1 is actually quite painful because we have so many imps to kill, and you're going to see why you don't want to have so many imps to kill. And then challenge number 2, it's a little bit faster, but you need to be able to apply, well, you need to be able to lock Ardoc before you can use is ability block on your team. That is the most important. If you can do that and then kill him, you don't have to worry about him, and that kill buff after that, yeah, there's pretty much almost no debuff left other than Mor'Doom debuff, so actually does a great job. Anyway, guys, next we are jumping in the gameplay section. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I want to thank you guys for being an amazing part of my community. Also, don't forget, guys, tomorrow we are announcing our Christmas giveaway for Dragon Champion. Make sure you pay attention to that. So, guys, please keep enjoying playing Dragon Champion. Enjoy the gameplay section, and I will see you guys again in the next video. Thank you.